Hey everybody, this is your girl Reagan Adams with All Things Reagan. Thank you so much for joining me. So real quick, I just wanted to share my thoughts with you this morning. To get our week started off well, I want to talk to you about living in expectation. So as I was laying in the bed this morning, I was like, Lord, what am I going to talk to the people about today? And I was going to talk to you about numbers don't lie, but I'm going to come to you and talk to you about that tomorrow. So I want to talk about your mouth, your words, your actions, and what you do on a daily basis to make sure that you are living your best life from the inside out. That is what I always try to teach and to live by. And so one of the major things that I physically see when I am in Houston, and I don't live in Houston, side note, I'm in a suburb of Houston, but when I travel into the city, or even not even in the city, but the surrounding areas, I live in expectation of what I see. And not to covet what I see, but I live in expectation. So the area that I live in is very affluent. And when I see $1 million houses, and I mean, I'm not talking about a few of them, I'm talking about 8 million, 10 million, $20 million houses, they're huge. And I see people of my same skin color living in these houses like it's nothing. And it looks attainable. And so when I see that, I see that for them, I see it for myself and my daughter and her children's children, right? And so my question to you is, what are you looking at on a daily basis? What are you listening to on a daily basis that is setting your expectation? Because we all have daily expectations. We can either expect for things to go bad. We can speak things that go negatively over our lives. We can hear or be surrounded with people who are negative, who will have a poor impact on how we think or feel. And that can be on our physical outlook, our visual outlook, our future outlook, anything. So every day, and I've talked about this before, every day I set my intentions on high expectation of what's going to happen to me, who's coming into my life. I speak good things over my life daily, whether I see them or not. I don't receive bad things. I even correct some of my friends sometimes when they start talking crazy. I have a friend, she gets to talking real fast because we're a lot alike. And she said, something. I'm like, we're not speaking that. You are rich. You are wealthy. You do have, we're speaking those things as though they were. That's the word. Everywhere our foot treads upon, God has given to us already. We have authority and dominion in the earth over every creeping thing. Everything in this world is ours. It's ours. And so we have to have those expectations of hard work. When we put that hard work out, God is going to reward us for those things. But lazy people ain't going to get nothing. We're not getting ready to get anything, right? We're not going to have it. And so we have to set our expectations high. Put yourself around different people. That's what I was doing yesterday. I worked very hard over the past couple of days. But when I got home and started relaxing, I was very intentional on starting to make sure that I'm networking. Networking in Houston is a very big deal. I don't like networking. I don't like talking to people and getting out of my comfort zone. But guess what? Because my expectations are so high that I have to do something that I've never done to get those things that I never had, right? And so I'm going to have to go and put myself in front of people. I have to shake hands and kiss the babies. Do I want to do that? No, sure don't. But guess what? I have a business. And guess what? I want to be acknowledged in my business. Guess what? I have an event in a couple of weeks. I have to let people know that I have an event, right? Because everybody doesn't see my social media. Right? People need to want to know who I am to be able to do business with me, what I'm about. Like I was going to post something today about being on YouTube. God is leading me back to YouTube. And he's saying, I'm researching on how to do that. And so side note, if you're getting back on YouTube and God is speaking to you about getting on YouTube, make sure that you're doing shorts, doing the short videos for a minute, right? And then that leads people into your regular, your YouTube, right? Because people's time, their time span is short, so you have to catch their attention quickly. And so what I'm noticing is I'm having a growth, but it's a slow growth, but it's a growth. So as I'm doing those shorts and being consistent is a word for today, for every day, being consistent. If you're doing videos or whatever it is you're doing, make sure that you're doing them well and being consistent about it, right? Yes. And so as I'm doing those shorts, they are drawing people to my videos. And so my video looks are growing, right? And so I had a comment today where the lady was like, hey, I need you to do the vision board online. Well, guess what I'm working on? An online course for the Build a Man Vision Board, right? But I had to do something that I had never done before. Now, I've been on YouTube for a long time, but guess what? It was sporadic. It wasn't consistent. I wasn't doing shorts, but of course they weren't out at that time, right? But God is turning some things around, so we're going to have to do things that we've never done to get the things that we always wanted, right? And I want to be in those $1 million houses. Matter of fact, I'm going to be quickly, soon, in those $1 million houses. I'm going to have a wonderful, healthy family from the inside out, mentally, spiritually, and physically. I'm going to have the husband of my dreams. We are going to live the life of our dreams. We are going to worship God, right? He's going to be the head of the household. I'm going to have a very well-to-do daughter. She's going to have businesses and land, right? She's going to walk in the purpose of God. She's going to say what God said, right? So we're speaking those things as though they are not right now, because I see glimpses of those things, but I expect them on a daily basis. I expect for good things to happen to me every day. Lord, show me how good it can get. That's my daily confession, Lord. Try to be. Lord, show me how good it can get today. I got a random text message that wasn't so random off of something that he showed me and spoke to somebody else. And this happened the other day. So listen to me when I tell you, I can't, it's almost like bursting inside of me to say, I don't know how much I can tell you to please get prepared for the things that you have prayed for. Because right now I'm in a position to receive. When I was in Knoxville, I was not in a position to receive. Right? And I'm going to say this and get out of your way. I had a conversation with somebody, two people last week. And I go back and forth about working a job. I really do. Because I'm like, Lord, Lord, you know what I need. And he's like, yeah, I know. And so I talked to somebody and the person was like, you have to be content in where you're at. And then you got to work this job and but I'm like that. I don't feel like that's what God is telling me, because everybody's faith level is different. Everything that God is trying to do in your life is different from different people. Right. And so I talked to somebody else and they were like, you were content in Knoxville. Because my thing is, I'm tired of being content. I want more. And that's what I was asking the person. When does it come to a time when you want to just stop being content with those things? Like, I know sometimes it does cause, God puts you in situations where, yes, you need to be content in that season. Right? Yeah, we do. We have to be appreciative, and I'm appreciative every day. But there are times that I said, Lord, and that's what burns in me every day. I want more. I want more, God. I see more. I want, like the stuff that I see on a daily basis, I didn't see at home. I'm around a whole different type of people who want to see me do well, who invite me to do things, who want to share the wealth of knowledge, who are down to earth but got money, who have connections, who don't feel like they got to be the one. I'm not going to work with them because they think they're all that, right? There's none of that here. I'm sure there's some of it. I just haven't run into it. And my confession is I'm not going to run into it. All people God is sending to help me and help me elevate. People that I am meeting or people who are seeing me online or putting me in rooms are mentioning my name in good ways and positive ways that are going to impact my life, that it's going to impact my daughter's life, right? All things work together for my good. I'm going to have money on top of money on top of money that's going to pay for my grandchildren's stuff, my children's stuff. And I'm going to be able to help the community because that's my desire. But I have to have the expectation of that. And I don't always have to sit in contentment of that because I don't want to be content. I'm not content in just being in mediocrity. I've talked about that before. I don't like mediocrity. But God said you're going to have to do some things to get out of, the mediocrity. You got to do some things you haven't done before. You have to get uncomfortable. And now I'm in an uncomfortable season. Like even in my apartment, I know some people be like, oh my gosh, she don't have no curtains. She don't have nothing. Listen, my apartment is super bare. Why? Because I'm expecting not to live here by the end of the year. My lease is a year, if that. And I really low-key believe God will move me before then. That's my expectation because I want a house. I'm used to being in a house. I'm used to having a mortgage, right? And even if he wants to pay the house off and put me in a house where I don't have to pay for it, he's going to do that. But God said, don't even decorate your house. My house is super bare. There's no picture. There's no nothing. The way my apartment is now is how my house was when he told me it was time for me to leave. We have beds and we have a couch because we need to, and I keep everything minimal. So when it's time to pick up and go into my kingdom house or houses, because I'm going to have a bunch of them. So I can rent to people, Airbnb them, right? So we have to do things that we have never done to get the things that we want. And we have to live in expectation. And sometimes we have to be pulled out of contentment. And as the person I talked to nailed it on the head, and I was so happy when she said it. She said, you were content in Knoxville, and God has removed you from a place of contentment, because I wanted more than Knoxville. I wanted more. And now that I see that I can have more, I've got to do those things to put myself in front of those people to be able to obtain that. But while I'm getting uncomfortable and mixing and mingling, he's still putting eyes on me. It's people that watch me that I don't even know that are going to call me. I'm telling you, I got a text message this morning, and I was like, I haven't heard from this person in 2 years. Matter of fact, I don't even know who they are for real, for real. Like, I interviewed with them maybe 2 years ago on somebody else's platform, and they reached out to me and said, hey, I need you to meet this person. And I was like, oh my gosh, I follow this person. But side note, God told me that I was going to meet them just the other day and confirmed it with somebody else. But God is not making any mistakes in this season, but we have to get prepared, because it's going to happen in an instant. The last time I spoke I wrecked my car, and then 4 hours later, I had a brand new car. It's going to happen fast, but we have to be prepared and consistent, prepared and being consistent, right? All right. So what are you in expectation of? What are you going around saying and doing today? What are you going around and saying and doing tomorrow? Are you working on your credit? Are you cleaning your house? Are you being on top of the things that you need to be on top of? I know it's tedious. The stuff I'm working on now, I'm going to be honest, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But guess what? I have to. I have to. And it's going to yield me a great result, because I'm in expectation of great things, not only for myself, but my community, for my family, right? There are people waiting on me to walk into my purpose for real. Like, I've been tiptoeing recently, but I'm about to walk off into this thing. Do you understand me? God is downloading. And I'm telling you, we need to open our ears and listen and move and be obedient. Now's not the time to be playing around. I don't know how, I don't know how to say it. And for those he's telling you to move and listen to me, quit worrying about how it's going to happen and just move. He told Abraham, just go. Just go. Go and I will show. Go and I will show. Go and I will show. All right. So I got to get out of here, because y'all ain't going to have me late for church. You hear what I'm saying? Because me and Kenny are ready at the same time. And listen to me. That is a blessing. Huh? All right. So you guys have a blessed day. This is your girl, Reagan Adams, with All Things Reagan. And y'all already know the saying, I think it, I see it, I do it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.